Today I'm gonna play I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. I tried to play the game last week, but we had some technical issues. But hopefully this week we're all fine. So let's get into it, alright? Hey Jack, Daryl. Are we ready? I am ready. Let's go. Alright. We're gonna hit new game because last time it was real scuffed and we couldn't really enjoy it, but let's hope this time goes well. New game. Wake up. Warning. This game deals with mature subjects and may not be suitable for all players. Please see our content warnings in the system menu for a detailed list of themes and events. You wake up to chaos. A confusion of light and heat and smoke. Fire. Your head is pounding. You must have hit it and blacked out. But you aren't sure how you got here or what on Vertuna is happening. There's something important you need to remember. Your stomach lurches as the floor crumbles beneath your feet, then collapses. Your body aches. Your eyes burn from the smoke. A figure appears through the flames. It's your friend. Your friend? Wait, why can't you remember her name? She's gesturing and shouting at you, but all you hear is a ringing in your ears. What's going on? Climb out. Let's ask, what's going on? You try to speak, but the words come out jumbled. Your throat seizes around a lungful of choking smoke. You feel dizzy and confused. Your friend pulls you out of the rubble. She throws your arm over her shoulder and half drags you towards the door. Through it, you see a deep, eerie twilight. Dark blue against the heat of the fire around you. Glow season. Glowing eyes. You shake your head to clear your vision. Is that some kind of dog? Like from Earth? Is it? Doesn't look like it. The creature howls and lunges. Its jaw opens. I was a teenage exocolonist. What an intro. Hydration is important. You are born on the stratospheric, Earth's first colony ship. Halfway through its 20-year voyage to a wormhole at the edge of the Sol system. My nose is a bit stuffy today. Your parents run the hypophytic gardens, which make fresh air and vegetables for the ship. Like the other colonies, they bravely chose to make this a one-way journey to the uncharted planet Vertuna 4. In the hope they could escape Earth's troubles. They had you the old-fashioned way, merging their genes like they merged their cultures and traditions. They name you Solana. You're a bright-eyed child with an active imagination, sometimes too active, your mom says. You're still a slider on the left to choose your pronouns and your late teen appearance. We are a she. You have vivid dreams of things you've never experienced. Dirt under your feet, sky overhead, endless channels, strange animals. You wonder if this is what Rotunda will be like. Every child on the stratospheric is given one genetic enhancement. By the age of 6, you see the first signs of yours. Eagle eyes, extra finger, absorbent brain, super strength, calm temperament, nothing at all. Why don't we go with super smarts, absorbent brain? What do you think, Jack? Professor Hell says kids learn fast because their brains are like sponges, but when people get older, they can't absorb as much new stuff. Not for you. You're always learning, and your curiosity knows no end. +1 skill on brain challenges win. Nice. +10 reasoning. Other kids have trouble keeping up with you, but one tries. Energetic and loyal at a moan, tough and gentle Cal, bold and confident Marts, quiet and adventurous Dis, studious and mature Tangent, or sweet, shy and sweet Tammy. Why don't we go with the studious one? We're smart too. Sounds like a good fit. Oh, she's cute. Tangent sits right up front by the holo projector and always has her hand in the air. She and her twin brother Diz drifted apart when she started genome treatment to make her body conform to her gender. Oh. Today Tang is the girl you always knew she was, but her relationship with Diz is worse than ever. Oh, I see. Well, yeah, Tangent. You're 10 years old when the ship finally reaches the wormhole. Professor Hell says it's like the doorway to another star system, with the planet Rotunda on the other side. You run emergency drills for months to prepare. When the day finally comes, it starts with a rumble. Then things start to slide off the table. You hurry to gather near the escape pods, just in case. The emergency area is crowded with families. It's going to be fine, Solana. Your dad Zeus. We'll be through the wormhole and down on the planet before you know it, just like we practiced. Your mom gives him a sharp, worried look. Red emergency lights switch on as the siren begins sound somewhere distant in the ship. You try to breathe slowly like you were taught, but you're very scared. You look out of porthole, the stars are gone. When you're frightened, Well, I guess we have empathy. You bawl like a baby. It feels good. You aren't the only one. Nearby, your classmate Tammy has tears streaming down her cheek. Martz is quietly consoling her, trying to console her. She sighs as your crying makes Tammy wail even more loudly. Your dad puts his arms around you as you let it out. Aww. You wait. The shaking builds. Then everything starts to get very weird. The hallway stretches. You're stretching too. Your arms impossibly long. Your head feels like it's slowly filling up like a balloon and contracting down to the size of an atom at the same time. Is this the wormhole? You hear the distant, ominous squeal of metal given way as the ship shudders and lurches in slow motion. The weirdest part is a sense of déjà vu. You're sure this has happened to you before. You know somehow that everything is going to be okay. The shuddering reaches a crescendo. You hear an impossibly loud crunch and feel weightless for a few seconds before gravity slams you against the wall. Head first, you black out. As you slip unconscious, you feel yourself twisted out of time. It's today, yesterday, and tomorrow all at once. And more than just one tomorrow. Lots of them. Different tomorrows. You find yourself in a place you know from your dreams. Tilt feels dramatic riches and a stranger, but also not a stranger. Grinning as she grabs your hand. Hurry up, she says. I'm not going to let you miss this. Distantly, you feel the ship shaking has stopped and you hear your parents' worried voices. Feeling safe, you slip further into the warm embrace of the stars. You drift. Gradually, your conscience reforms. You wake up in a mudbay. The mudbay under you plays a soft tune and an automated voice speaks. 2 weeks have elapsed. The patient's carnal injury has completed healing. They may now safely be discharged. As the fog lifts from your head, you realize something seems different about this room. It's so bright. You try to focus on the window. Something is definitely different. Sunlight? Trees? Ground? Let's go with sunlight. It's that of familiar blackness of space. Bright light from twin blue and yellow suns is streaming through the windows. You peer out and see fields, glass-walled domes, and walls ringed by giant mushroom-like trees. There are construction materials everywhere, and people walking around, outside, on the ground. You better get out there and join them. Let's rush outside. Oh, I think this was Tammy. Yes. Oh, Tammy jumps as you step out of the ship's quarters behind her. You're awake. Are you all better? You better go see your dad. She points southeast towards some geodesic domes. To walk, use the left analog stick or D-pad. To talk to a character, press the A button when near them, or tap the touchscreen. Well, we're playing with mouse and keyboard. Command is a warren of long hallways with doors off to tiny, nondescript offices. Everyone you pass seems to be hurrying off to something important. The end of one hallway opens into a supply depot, which works as both the requisition office and general store. Beyond it are cavernous warehouses stacked high with supplies from Earth, now being gradually unpacked and distributed. Need a notice board. Colony food shortfall, minus 100%, low. Colony security rating, evaluating. Upcoming event. We will be hosting our first annual Retumnalia Festival during the second month of Dust. Chief Administrator Seek. Take precautions outside the colony boundaries. Xenofauna have been sighted in the area. Survey teams are investigating. Chief Surveyor Tonin. Current Council and Administrators. Governor Eddicott, Command. Chief Administrator Seek, Command. Chief Security Chief Red, Garrison. Chief Engineer Instance Engineering. Chief Cultivar Flulu, Geoponics. Chief Steward Attestant Quarters. Chief Suador Melatonin Expeditions. Leaf. Interesting. Oh, that! Solana! Your dad gives you a big warm hug. I'm so happy you're finally here. Doctor insistence thought it'd be best to keep you asleep while your noggin healed. Your mother and I thought you might sleep away the whole year, my snoozy little gooseberry. He checks your head and looks relieved. He was clearly worried about you, but covers it with jokes and smiles. Oh, I love him. Welcome to Vertumna, he says, gesturing around you. You've never seen the stratospheric from outside, except in pictures. The ship has separated in two, and parts taken off to form other buildings in the big wall around the whole colony. The alien jungle creeps right up to the wall. Only the geodesic greenhouses pass outside it, dotting their way up the hill. First options? It's beautiful. I'm glad you agree, he says. Your mother and I, we've been waiting a long time to see grass and trees again, even if they are purple. Oh, before I forget, he pulls a package out of the satchel and hands it to you. You blink and stare at it blankly. Don't you know what day it is? You honestly don't. You remind him that you've been asleep in the Mepe. Happy birthday! He shouts, wrapping you in a warm hug. Your birthday already, huh? You feel a dizzying sense of déjà vu. You stare hard at the wrapped package. You know exactly what's in there. You remember. No, you dreamed about this package some years ago in the ship. Inside will be a small medallion in the shape of the sun that your dad made by hand. Let's tell him we know. You described the model, a medallion, and your dad's tisks as he hands you the package. Aw, who ruined the surprise? Was it Zeke? I'll bet it was Zeke. They hate fun. He grins. Don't tell them I said that. You start explaining that nobody told you, but someone shouts your dad's name. Listen, I'm so sorry, Solana, he says, but I have to get back to work. There was an accident when we landed and he stops himself. Don't worry, we're going to fix it, your mother and I. Professor Hell is expecting you in class if you're feeling up to it, your dad says, pointing west to the engineering wing and the rear end of the bisected ship. Then he points to the large doors you came out of earlier. Or you can relax in our quarters until you're feeling better. We'll talk later tonight, he says. Then kisses the top of your head and ruffles your hair. Have a wonderful birthday, Solana. I love you. I like him. I love you too, Dad. To enter a building, press the A button near a door or flag. Or tap the touchscreen, then choose an activity for the month to gain skills at advanced times. There are 13 months a year and 10 years to the end of the game. You'll only have time to focus on a few things. Alrighty. Let's just say hi to this guy. You see this? Wasn't he the brother of our friend? You see this sitting on the ground beside some bushes. Is he hiding from somebody? He seems to be watching the gate at the wall itself where grown-ups are coming and going. Kids aren't allowed past the walls, he says quietly, without looking up. They say there's nothing to be afraid of, but then why do we need walls? You stare at the gate and have a sudden rush of memory so strong you think my fate. You imagine something crashing through the wall, something enormous, dark and wriggly. For years in space you have had remembered nightmares of monsters, of your ship being destroyed, of sifting through wreckage that used to be your home, trying to find something. Your dad always told you that dreams weren't real. Or are they? Breaking from your daydream, this whispers, I think there are monsters outside. Out there. I believe you. No, you don't, he says. You're being sarcastic, I can tell. Nobody believes me. He turns his back and ignores you. I'll leave him alone. Well, you tried. This is so sensitive about being teased. What's here? Geoponics. The greenhouses have different biomes inside, growing plants from earth that might belong to a desert, jungle, or temperate forest. Some are so delicate you have to spray off any germs in the yellow before you can enter. The seasonal garden outside is dotted with blue nobodies. Little flowers with what look like wriggling creatures stuck inside each one. A sign explained it's a decoy meant to attract some kind of flying predator to come and pollinate the flower. Cool. The wall. Hiya. Hiya, Solana. Anamona seems really at home here. She's rolling a sports ball around with her foot, making patterns in the weird blue snow. This stuff is different from snow from Earth, she tells you, cause it isn't cold, but it's still neat that you can make stuff on it with it. Blue snow, huh? Your foggy head clears a little. Anemone is simple, physical, real. You always feel grounded near her. What are you making? Have you seen any monsters? Why aren't you in school? Why aren't you in school? She smacks her forehead. School! I wondered where everybody was. I guess I'm gonna be late for humanity class. She doesn't look very rude to you. It's okay, she says. Professor Hal is chill. He won't mind. But we should probably go now. She grins, starts running towards engineering. Hey, race you! No fair, she gets getting a head start. I guess that's engineering? The garrison, a small team led by Security Chief Red, was enough to keep peace on the stratospheric. To stay busy, they also ran the exercise gym and sports ball courts. Here on Wartuna, the garrison has expanded fast. They've built a huge wall around the colony and have outdoor firing range and a big covered dojo. And best of all, a regulation-sized sports ball court. Alright, let's go to engineering. Alrighty. A low throbbing noise comes from the engine room, which provides power to the colony. Other corridors lead off to the teaching labs and med bay. You know the route to your classroom well, but the rest of the wing is off limits to children. Concurrence, the ship's onboard AI, beams down at you from a nearby holoscreen. Don't forget to study hard, Solana. Pick a activity for this month. Study life science, reasoning, friendship with tangent. Nice. Study humanities, creativity, persuasion, friendship with tangent, plus stress. Let's go with biology. Let's become good at reasoning. Let's become smart. Good afternoon, my burgeoning biologists and upcoming chemists. Professor Hal welcomes you back to your classroom. This afternoon we'll learn what it's like to call vet sciences. He gestures to his holo-projected lesson plan: biology, chemistry, medicine, ecology, and geology. You'll learn a little bit of everything, with opportunities for further studies in your favorite field. If you're looking for something a little drier, try registering for engineering classes. For today's lesson, Professor Hal tells you, we'll start with a fun group project. You'll be studying the mush tree, a prominent natural resource native to Wartuna. In the ideal conditions, it can grow at the speed of over a meter a day and have a diameter of up to 30 centimeters. He stands on his tiptoes and gestures to illustrate. Your team will experiment to find those ideal conditions. You're teamed up with Tang and Cal, and are given a mush tree spore and a bucket to grow in it. The rest is up to you. Tang looks up the surveyor's note on the holonet. Mush tree, she reads, are most abundant south of the colony, in the stormy moist region of the subaqueous swamp. What if we use water instead of soil, Cal suggests? Like they do with the hydroponics. They like wet weather. That might work. Selena, do you have any suggestions? Hmm. Which one should we take? Lower water's pH? Put it under a bright grow light? Sink to it daily? Run an electric current through it? I think it's this. Oh, you think all of the above? Alright, let's try this. Why not try everything? You fill the bucket with water, spark snow crystals, attach a small battery to run weak current through it. You push it over to a spot under a grow light and plop a spore inside. Every day you rush into the classroom to check on its progress. You and Cal sing quietly to it. Tang refuses to assist in that part. -5 kudos. Is that kudos? Yeah. It doesn't grow. By the end of the week, your bucket is the only one with no plant at all. You don't know what you did wrong. Maybe everything. Professor Hell is disappointed. Your experiment wasn't very scientific. If something had worked, how would you known what it was? You don't even get half marks for effort. Get to work. When you work or go to class, you'll play a quick card challenge as the month passes. Move move cards to fill the 5 planes and make the best hand you can. Yes, order matters. If your total in the circle on the right reaches the goal value, you win. Depending on your cards, some challenges can't be won, but you still get reward for doing your best. Okay. Bonus pairs. Same number together. I see. Wait. Same color and same number. All right. Bonus for straights, increasing the left to right. The more cards in a flush, pair, or straight, the higher the bonus added to your total. Cards can also affect each other. Can be arranged to find the best total score. Alright. Done. Let's see what we can do. First words. Same colors. Same numbers. Or actually can do it like this. Plus one if this has the highest value. Goal 8. We got 12 plus 1. Nice. Plus 1 to challenges. Victorious! You worked well. This month's plus 1 biology. We have 1 kudos. We have additional reasoning. A bit of extra stress. Your skills increase when you work or go to school with extra skills if you win the challenges and kudos. And the kudos bonus if you make the highest score with your hands. Working also increases stress and which prevents you from working if it reaches 100. To relieve stress, take a month off to relax in the quarter swing. Alrighty? And plus friendship with tension. And we have 21 reasoning. Your parents have been working from first dawn to well after dinner every day. You know growing food is an important job and it's vital to get crops in the ground right away. But there seems to be something more than that. It's such a change from growing up in the stratospheric, when you saw them all the time. You stay up and wait for them at night before going to bed. But you can tell they're exhausted. They make an effort to spend time with you. Aww. I'm sorry we haven't seen much of you, little gooseberry, your dad says. Your mom watches you as she works a pebble out of her gardening tiller, which also serves as a crutch. How have you been holding up? I learned a lot of stuff. I'm glad to hear that, your mom says. I want you to study hard, work hard, and stay out of trouble. Your dad smiles. And Professor Hell gives you kudos if you get good grades. You can spend those at the depot once it's open. You know, says your dad, raising an eyebrow at your mom. I think there's lots of different ways to learn, and school is just one of them. You can learn from working on a hobby or by helping a friend. Your mom shakes her head and sighs, though you can tell she's trying to put on a gentle expression. We both agree that this colony is an experiment, and that means we're going to do things differently than on Earth. When you're old enough now to start making your own decisions about your education and future. And if that means you find your own way, we'll accept that. Oh. Your dad puts a hand on your shoulder. We'll be proud of you no matter what you do. Try talking to your friends. They may have ideas how you can spend your time. Or come to Gyroponics, your mom asks. We could use your help. Early quiet. Next month, mid-quiet. Quiet season, age 10. Alrighty. Let's walk around first, see if we see anyone. A sharp whistler interrupts your thoughts. Hey, Solana. Martz calls out to you. Come here, I have a job for you. You walk over to Marge, who's sheltering from the snow under the ship's overhang. It's so gross here, she complains. The spark snow would ruin my good clothes. At least on the ship we had climate control. Ugh. Tammy made me some soy sweets, but there's no way I'm going out in all this weather. She continues. Since you like to run around in it, could you fetch them for me? Do we say okay or get them yourself? She's a bit bossy. You know what? Let's be a bit rebellious. Get them yourself. Marge huffs and rolls her eyes. Ugh! I don't even know why I asked. If you ever want to be actually be useful, go talk to Minister Seek, she says, gesturing to the command behind her. They're looking for people to work delivery, and I'm just like, no, I'm way too busy. Too busy fetching my own soy sweets. Big deal. We don't have the stats. We don't have enough organizing or enough toughness. So yeah, no delivery for us. Oh, parents. Hello, my little potato. Your dad exclaims, smiling warmly. What have you been up today? Hanging out with my friends, staying in, it's cold out here, playing in the fresh air. Hanging out with my friends. We can check the notice board, right away. That Cal is a good boy, he says. And have you seen Mona? She's been out by the garrison playing sports ball. I think she spends every day outside since we landed, he chuckles to himself. Guess that's what happens when you've got enough brothers to make your own sports ball team. He breathes deeply and looks slowly around. Vertumna is magnificent, isn't it? You nod. Seasons, he shouts, throwing his hands wide. I miss seasons. Back on Earth, it got much, much colder. The snow wasn't half as pretty as our snowspark. He sighs. Just wait until dust season. Both suns will be high in the sky and it will be real hot. Then you'll see. Let's talk to Mom too. Or no. Let's go to the notice board. View the notice board. Colony food shortfall 100%, minus 100%. Colony security rating evaluating. Yeah, that is all still the same. Let's talk to Mom. You find your mom hard at work setting up greenhouses with small construction crews. You've seen those plants pinned on the wall of your family quarters for years now. Those geodesic domes will house more delicate plants from Earth, spinach, tomatoes, maybe even fruit. She takes a swim from her canteen as you approach. Looking for something to do? She asks. Remember, Solana, you're responsible for your own schedule now that we landed. You can decide how to spend your time, so long as it is productive. She points towards the engineering wing in the back half of the stratospheric severed frame. Professor Hall's still expecting you in class, but a well-rounded education includes practical application. You're old enough to help with work around here. Oh, a lot of options. She claps her hand on your shoulder. I've got another minute. Anything you need to know? What's going on in command? I think Zeke said they need someone to deliver supplies from the depot. They're also setting up shop there, if you've got some kudos to spend. And of course, that's where Captain Udicott, Governor Udicott works. But you shouldn't bother her. She's a busy woman and she doesn't have your mother's patience with kids. You try not to giggle. Your mom isn't usually known for her patience. What are you doing? She looks down and nudges at the sprout growing between her feet. It's green, the color of Earth's plants. We're doing our best, but it hasn't been easy. I just hope the potatoes and corn can handle the weather here, he says, glancing up at the sky. I heard it rains like hell in the wet season. She takes a long look up and down. You're growing fast, Solana, but you're still too young for real farming. Instead, well, there's a lot of soil that needs to be hauled. What's happening in engineering? Hal's teaching classes on life science, engineering, and humanities. If you pass all your tests, maybe he'll let you work there in a few years. Your father thinks you're old enough that school is optional. I don't agree. I'll be honest with you, she says, gesturing to the fields. We do need every pair of hands we can get. If you want to work with me here in Champanapanix, I'd suggest studying life science. If you don't have a good grasp on biology and ecology, I'm going to stick you on shovel duty. What can I do in the quarters? If you need a break, she advises, you can visit the lounge to see your friend. But, she warns, raising a finger, I don't want to see you lounging around all the time. You need to work hard too. Yes, Mom. What's the garrison? Chief Security Red is organizing a sports ball team. You used to play, didn't you, back on the ship? It'll be different here with the planet's gravity. Of all the adults in the colony, Red and your mom are the most like soldiers that you see on the whole of it. For a moment you think your mom is going to suggest something else, but then she shakes her head. You're too young for defense training, so don't worry about it yet. Just enjoy yourself and stay out of trouble. Can I join expeditions? Oh, you're too young to leave the colony. It's dangerous. She shakes her head. Your father would be worried. There's much we still don't know about the world out there. Let the adults find out, then maybe you can join them in a few years when you're older. She gives you a stern look. She isn't going to budge on this one. For now, stay inside the walls. Okay. Oh! Mr. Monsters! This looks at his feet and pretends not to notice you. Ah, we would need bravery for this one. Done. Tammy. You see Tammy sitting quietly near the entrance lounge. You've known her well, for your entire life. You used to play with her, were her study partner. Yeah, play with her. Tammy had the best doll collection. After her mom died, her dad used all his nano printer creds to print her different dolls every month for a whole year. Her ears pick up as she sees you. Oh, Solana! Hello, Solana! Her voice is soft and dreamy like a beam of starlight. Do you want to play dolls? I sure do. No way, we're too old for that. Maybe later. I sure do. Friendship and empathy. You don't think Tammy will ever be too old to play with dolls? If anything, she has even more of them now. She takes you to her quarters and brings out the entire Spacey Stacy collection. A disturbing realistic baby with real bowel movements. Oh, okay. And two super fancy posable dolls named Lily and Tilly, who can be programmed to move on their own. Tammy isn't very good at programming, so Lily and Tilly just roll around awkwardly when you turn them on. You cover her quietly by saying they must be breakdancing at the club. The two of you spent the afternoon making up stories with the rise of stardom of professional dancers. She's cute. And then there's Anemone. Anemone is bumping a sports ball with her wrist, trying to keep it in the air. Heads up! She shouts and bumps the ball in your direction. Think fast. Bounce it back. A bit of toughness. You bounce the ball back and forth with her, trying to see how many times you can rally and keep going. And Anemone tells you about the new sports ball court. A proper regulation size court, way bigger than the little 0G one in the stratospheric. Her brother Com is coaching the junior sports ball team this year. Unlock sports ball. He's so great, she says. He's good at everything. Especially spiking. He's coaching me to play awesome like him. You should come join us. I say we go studying. A low throbbing noise comes from the engine room, which provides power to the colony. Other corridors lead off to teaching labs and medbay. You know the route to your classroom well, but the rest of the wing is off limits to children. congruence, the ship's onboard AI mused out at you from a nearby holoscreen. Don't forget to study hard, Solana. Life science? Or we could go engineering. Let's register for engineering. Using congruent SolarNet scheduling system is almost a test on its own. You feel like a hacker navigating the confusing interface, but manage to add your name to the list of drop-in students. Unlock to study engineering and engineering. Alright. Yeah. And now we can study engineering. Let's go! Professor Hell rubs his hands together as he waits for the class to settle down. He's in a great mood. This must be his favorite subject to teach. If biology and chemistry are wet science, then engineering must be a dry one. But believe me, this class definitely won't be dry, he winks. It's weird. We'll also be learning math, physics, computing, robotics, architecture, and astronomy. Tangent raises her hand. Will we also learn about nuclear engineering? Professor Hall nods. Yes, at the beginner level we'll have an overview of atomic theory and take a field trip to the engine rooms to learn how ship's nuclear reactor works to power the colony. Alright. Our goal is 8. We have this. And 12. Yes! You worked well. This month's plus engineering. Plus 4 engineering. 3 from 1 challenge. Absorbent brain and absorbent brain perk. 2 reasoning, stress, and some extra kudos. Character trait. And that's that. Memories. That's our cards. Friends. Let's see. We're good friends with Tangent. And a lot of people we don't know yet. And then the system. Which we should save. It's always good to save. Alright. This week you had a few more bouts of déjà vu, remembering of what somebody is about to say or do just before they do it. Sometimes they actually do it, but not always. This morning, you were sure Professor Heligus was going to trip on the uneven floor in the cafeteria and spill his plate on hash browns. You even told Marge to watch. He didn't though. As Professor Hell walked away, his hash browns safe for today. Mark's called you a liar and a dummy. Aw. At night, your dreams are all mixed up with the stuff you know can't be real. You're chased by monsters the size of buildings, only to be saved by strange people you've never met. You're holding hands with someone you love. You're crying as you help lift a shrouded body into a colony recycler. Everything seems so familiar, but when you try to recall their faces, you wake up, they're smeared in your memory like wet paint. But what if? What if those things haven't happened yet, but they will someday? I'm going to get some water. I'll be right back. Wait a minute. Alrighty, we're back. And I also fixed the model. Camera turned off for some reason. So, anytime you try to tell someone, they think you're playing a trick. or that you're sick and needs to go to the med bay. You eventually just decide to stay quiet about your strange dreams. Why? You don't want people to worry. You just want to be normal. Secret powers are fun. Let's just try to be normal. You hope if you don't think about it, it'll go away. You just want to be a regular kid like everyone else. You look at the sun medallion your dad carved for you. The one you saw in a dream before you ever saw it for real. Maybe just got a little messed up. Or you overheard someone talking about it. That's how you knew that what it looked like. This has to be a rational explanation for all this. Mid quiet. Late quiet. Alrighty. Next month. Friendo! Tensioned! Da da da. Hey bestie! Tension is hunched over her holopalm, frowning and poking angrily at the air. She speaks without looking up at you. Professor Hell wants us to prep a list of native flora with pictures. There should be a catalog on the Colony Holonet, but I can't find it anywhere. I'll help you. You launch your own holopam and start searching the Colony Holonet archives for a list of vertumnal plants and animals. 10 minutes later, you find it buried under survey logistics and the expeditions net. Organizing and friendship with tension. And the motor passes by, pulls a face at the two of you. Hey, holo nerds! She shouts, "School's over! Come play sports ball in the sunshine!" Ted just rolls her eyes. But let's see Anemone. Anemone holds her stomach as you approach. Does air here make you feel hungry all the time? Or is it just me, she wonders. I feel like I could eat a whole 10 mushroom trees. Just up. She mimes shoving a whole giant mushroom in her mouth. I like mushrooms. They're tasty. Temmy. Temmy's also a friend. But we cannot interact with her. Temmy has barely left the safety of the ship's quarters lounge since you landed. She's looking fearfully out the doorway. I'm afraid of the outside, she admits plainly, with no trace of shame. My dad says I need to take baby steps, and that it's okay if I approach new things at my own pace. Aww. Wait, can we? There. Yeah, half a heart. But here we can, I think we can see all of them. Yeah. 18 friendship with Tangent. Hi, Marks. Irk. I have all these kudos and nowhere to spend them yet. You have so much kudos? I have 2. Marks say. Sighing. Zeke says that the poster won't open until next year. How am I supposed to show off how much better and harder working I am than everyone else? Tell her about your day. We can't. Because we don't have enough persuasion. We are brain person. Your dad is pondering over the reports on his own home. Oh, hey, little seedling. Did you know potato plants are related to sniff blossoms? I would never have thought. He puts down. What do you need? Yeah, we can't help him. And there's nothing new here. Oh, Cal. Cal is riding around the geoponics gardens on a hoverboard. The board comes to a sudden shuddering stop on the rocky ground in front of you. Cal falls off, but catches his balance before he eats dirt. Hey, Solana. Real ground is way harder to hover on than ship floors. There are bumps everywhere. Yeah, that sucks. Maybe hoverboards don't work outside. We all have to adapt. Yeah! Cal exclaims. Things are actually way better planet side. Hovering outside is rad. Look at this. He runs over to a small depression in a nearby hill and presents it like it's something amazing. Look at this. It's a skateboard. Cool. Can I try? Sure. Please be careful. Mom says if I break my hoverboard, we can't make another one. You take turns riding on the ball, trying to get up enough speed, going down one side to come back up the other. You don't land any tricks. It's hard just staying on the board with this uneven ground, but it's still fun. Toughness, and we made a bit of friendship with him. Nice. Oh, the door's open. Oh, who are you? Uncle Tonin. You step cautiously through the colony gates. Here there, kiddo. Uncle Tony blocks your way with a smile. I'm afraid expeditions is off limits for now. It's not safe out there for kids. You better toughen up so you can join the squads when you're older. View the map. Cool. Prosthetic plains. Prosthetic plains lie far north of the colony, where the higher elevation and natural tilt of the planet makes bromidic snowfall more regularly in every season. Though prone to sudden storm flurries, the plains are a relatively safe place to explore, filled with mostly herbivorous xenofauna. Valley of Vertigo. The Valley of Vertigo is a low-lying trench to the east that stands with pollen-producing trees. Pollen, huh? Hope nobody has pollen, Lucy. There's a wide variety of edible food here, both plant and animal product, leading to some of the explorers calling this place the breadbasket of Vertumna. There are a number of animals that the geoponics would be interested in domesticating. The Western Ridge. This tongue-twisting region is the broken spine of the planet, home to both dizzying heights and abyssal lows. It's always hot and arid here, no matter the season. Traversing these steppe chasms is dangerous, only to be done with those with sufficient glider training. However, there are some interesting ruins here to explore. The Sebaskan Swamp. To the south is a vast boggy wilderness, home to dangerous animals and hazardous weather conditions. Exploring in this area is only to be done with extreme caution. Alrighty, I'm back. You bestiary. Float cow. Float cow. These cumbersome looking creatures are actually lighter than air due to their large helium sacs on dorsal and ventral sides. Careful balancing of helium and urine allows them to control their elevation. They produce a salty, high-protein, milky substance for feeding their young that's also dangerous for humans. Milk. Hopi. A communal creatures with two disparate set of eyes. One strong foot used for both locomotive and defense. Though harmless, these small warriors can be fierce in groups. Manticore. Highly intelligent and predatory. Their plumage changes according to seasons. Their body is composed almost entirely of dangerous weapons. Do not approach. Alright, let's leave. And I think we talked with everybody. Let's go to class again. And let's study engineering. Hi kids! The ship's onboard intelligence congruence glides into the room on her ceiling track, and the class cheers. Congruence is so cool. She's like a person but also a machine. She knows a lot of jokes and can tell you anything about space. Cool. She never gets bored or frustrated by your questions. You all know me, she says. But I'll bet some of you have questions about how I work. What do you want to know? How do you know so many things? What's your job? Do you have to eat and poop? Let's ask her how she knows so many things. Oh, we can ask all of them. My brain is big, she explains. It's just enormous, really. Much bigger than this little monitor you see here. It's connected to the ship's holonet, so anything you can look up on your holopalms, I just know. What's your job? Well, right now, part of me is showing animal videos to children in the crash. Part of me is teaching you, but most of me is monitoring the engines, which give us powers. The life support system that makes it comfortable here. Do you have to eat and poop? She laughs, which has never quite sounded the same as a real person's laugh to you. I guess you could say I eat electricity, but not in the same way you get energy from food. No, I have never pooped. I think it sounds kinda neat, actually. Okay. Congruence explains that you had to do all kinds of calculations to help fly the ship and land it, and that she was designed to provide a user-friendly interface to the ship's systems. But hell has modded me to be far more than that, she says proudly. Now I can even tell jokes. Why did the computer cross the road? I don't know why. Conrad smiles wildly. See, I'm not reading this. Looking for more difficulty? Um, let's turn on the harder ones. But no, not turn them off. Alrighty, harder ones. Let's see. $13. Tangent. You've been helpful every time. Win. You worked well. This month's +1 engineering. I wonder when we will get perks. Reasoning, stress. And friendship retention. Alright. Early pollen. Next month. Hi, Tension. Tension looks up at the sky and shades her eyes. It's too bright, she complains. And it's too hot. Nights are cold. Living on the stratospheric meant we never had to experience discomfort. Remind me, why aren't we putting our resources into repairing the ship? Want to study together? Hooked on your holopalm. Need 20 reasoning or greater. Which we do have. Your intentions sync your holopalms and play a game together where you race to assemble chemical compounds using simple programming language. Tangent is a whiz at this and breezes through the levels, barely breaking a sweat. You can tell she's hiding a smile when she looks over your shoulder to help you with a particularly tricky algorithm. Yay! More reasoning and more friendship. Yeah, we're pretty good at engineering and reasoning. Definitely our main stats. You need a break soon. Alright, we'll take a break this month. Alright. Oh, you found me. This is adjusting better than you expected live from the surface. He already found a new place to hide and do whatever he does out there by himself. You practicing for telling now? There's gonna be a festival in dust season that they're having a butt wrestling contest. I'm going to compete. Oh, butt wrestling, that sounds fun. Actually, we can't. Nah, we not gonna play sports ball. Tammy! Tammy's dad is the head of the expeditions, which means he's out surveying the jungle every day. This morning you see her crying in the doorway as he leaves. I don't like when he goes out there, she sniffs after he's gone. But he's so brave and so are you. That's why I like you, Solana. Oh, I like you too. But yeah, I don't think... Yeah. The sun's... They're so warm. Cal lifts his face to the sky. His eyes are closed. Well, the blue one is just kind of warm, he continues. But the yellow one is like a heater in the sky. The grow lights on the strata were bright, but never hot like this. It's so nice. Alright. Yeah, I don't think they have anything new. And you probably also don't have anything new. Let's relax in the lounge, because -100 stress. Forget a memory. Okay, relax in the lounge. The lounge is long and well-lit hall along the outer hull of the ship's midsection. It's strewn with tables and cushions. It serves as a communal living room for the tiny room space every family is assigned. You flop down into the lounge's big bean bag pile with some of the other kids. Cal has Dave's peaceful look on his face. The air smells so good on Ratuna. And so does the dirt even. You notice his clothes are filthy, but obviously Cal couldn't care less. And the motor bounces in. Holy crap! There's so much space to run around and play in. Come and Chief Fred set up an outdoor sports court. And it's way huger than the old one on the ship. Tension carefully selects one cushion from the pile and perches on it. The school's expanding to some of the empty engineering base, she tells you. And we're getting big new labs to do experiments using local resources. There's so much to learn on this planet. Yeah, Tension is definitely our bestie. Anemona rolls our eyes, but Tank continues. You shouldn't forget our studies just because we've landed. Tank's right, school is important. Ugh, school, let's play outside. I want to explore the channel. I miss space. Tank's right. Yeah! Friendship with Tension and friendship with Tammy. It's scary out there, she mumbles. I'm going to stay close to our quarters for now. You've had less of a déjà vu, dreams come into life feeling this week, and you're starting to think you'd even imagine it. But suddenly you get a prickling sensation at the back of your neck and remember that Mart's is about to enter the lounge and tell everyone to look outside. You stare at the door. March walks through it and, as if on cue, oh my god! Everybody look outside! They're hosting a flag over command, she says, clapping her hands excitedly. You know what that means, right? Can I? Yes. Yeah, we have 2 health of tension. And 1 heart of Tammy. You know what that means, right? She stands tall with the hands on her hips. We're Tuna's officially humanity's first ex-colony ever. I'm a teenage exocolonist. You look out at the flag, feeling dizzy. Solidly mouthed the words along what she says next. You remember this moment so well. This is history, kids, she explains, wrapping anime, Mona and Tangent under each arm. And we were there! Relaxing, you took the month off. Let's forget first words. Right? Should we? Nah, I don't think we want to forget cards yet. And friendship with Tammy. Alright. Yes, keep memories. You wake from an afternoon nap. You squint into the pink tension light slanting through the windows. You must have fallen asleep in the lounge. Tammy's shadow falls across your nest of pillows. Oh, I'm sorry, Solana, she giggles. I didn't mean to wake you up. It's just so nice outside, with pollen sparkling in the sunlight. I want to open the windows. You rub your eyes blurrily. Ugh. You were having the weirdest dreams. Since you're awake, you should visit the cafeteria. Antecedent is making a new kind of candy. She says it's made of cotton. Isn't that weird? I have to go tidy the crash first. Then I'll meet you there. Save some for me, okay? Tammy skips off. Let's get some free candy. Oh, you're antecedent. In the cafeteria, antecedent is cheerfully handing out masses of pink candy, fluffy, puffy, and soft like clouds. Yay! Sugar cotton. Cotton candy. Oh, Solana, she says, handing you a wand with some candy spun around at the end. Here, try some of this. We used to have it on Earth. You pull off a piece and give it a taste. It's so sweet at first that your mouth puckers. You've never tasted something so sweet and so real. It's not like the soy sweets that the kitchen nanoprinter can make. It melts in your mouth, leaving a gritty residue on your tongue. Tasty. Cotton candy! You wait until everyone is gone, but Tammy never shows up. You look down at the cotton candy in your hands. It's wilted a little from the humidity, but it's like her hair, you think, pale pink and so soft. You keep some to give her later. Aw, cotton candy. You're relaxing in your family's quarters after dinner. Your mama had to run off on some kind of console business, so you and your dad are playing the Halo game together. When you're just about ready to head off your bed, your mom returns. You can tell from her defeated sled on her shoulders that something has gone terribly wrong. Your dad starts to ask what happened, but she waves him away and approaches you. She sits down and takes your hand, holding it in between her two strong, dark-crest ones. I have a bad feeling about this. Solana, I'm so sorry to have to tell you this. She starts. her mouth quivering as she swallows, working on her next words. There was an accident this afternoon. In the crash. Oh no. Tammy never showed up. Your friend Tammy has died. Oh no. Oh no. What? In mourning. No! Tammy! You try to understand her words. Tammy, Dad? That's not possible. You suddenly remember the cotton candy you were saving to give Tammy. Oh no. Pink and fluffy, just like her hair. You put your hand in your pocket to get it. But what comes out is a sticky, dark red lump of hard goo. Oh no. You stare at it, your mind blank. I want to know what happened. Your mom tells you as simply as possible that Tammy was killed by an electric shock from a broken holo projector. It wasn't just an accident. You press her for more, for an explanation. A little girl is dead. Someone you grew up with. Someone so much like you. She wasn't sick or anything. You just saw her this morning. She was right there. Why? Oh, that hits hard. Your mom's eyes were sad when she tells you. Sometimes there's just no reason why. You aren't used to dealing with death. You don't know what you're supposed to say or do. You sort of mumble, okay, then get changed and crawl into bed. A full hour before your bedtime. You try to fall asleep, but you toss and turn for hours. You eventually drift off to fitful dreams of that small, sticky red lump of cotton candy. That cotton candy is gonna haunt us. Next month. That hits hard. Let's talk to Martz. Martz is staring into space, looking somber. She doesn't even notice as you come up beside her and barely reacts as you say hello. I'm thinking about Tammy. Yeah, me too. She says quietly. She used to sit downhill there. In that spot in the sun, every morning she'd just sit there for hours. In the sun, doing nothing, just being happy. You stare down the hill. Near the entrance to the quarters, you can imagine her there, working on some little craft project, humming to herself. I miss her too. And now she's dead. Marge says, making a face. How's that fair? Of all people, how come it had to be my friend? You don't have an answer. You've never heard Karl Marx heard Marx called Tammy her friend before, but of course she was. Tammy was everyone's scared little sister, even though she was older than most of you. March clicks her tongue. Oh yeah, and Mr. Seek is looking for you. I guess they need someone to do delivery jobs. She waves vaguely to the door behind her, distracted by her thoughts. This hits so hard. Let's see. You to know the sport. Yeah, nothing new. Nothing new. Let's talk to Cal. Cal's sitting in your mom's flower garden with his face in his hand. He's clearly been crying all morning. Probably all of yesterday too. He and Tammy were really close. Whenever you guys used to play house in the crash, Tammy was always the mommy and Cal was the daddy. Even though you were just little kids, you kind of always giggled on how obviously they were gonna be together forever, like a princess and a knight. Are you okay? I miss her too. At least you finally left your quarter. Oh, holy. Are you okay? Yeah, he sniffs, looking up at you. You can see how puffy and red his eyes are. I mean, no, not really. But that's just what people want me to say, right? Oh, this hits really hard. Tammy always liked these flowers, he mumbled. Sometimes I picked some for her. He runs his hand over the pretty white flowers. Don't tell your mom, okay? Tears well up and slowly leak out of his eyes. He doesn't even blink, just stares at the flowers as the tears run down his cheeks. You decide to give him some space. This was his dad. Oh, this was her dad. You step cautiously through the colony gates. Solana, Uncle Tonin sighs as he blocks your path. He looks like he hasn't been sleeping. His daughter just died. I'm sorry, you shouldn't be out here. Our children are so young and so precious and so fragile. Please stay near the ship. The game was not kidding when it said it deals with heavy topics. Like, I did not expect something so heavy this early in the game. Can you believe Tammy died? This asked morbidly. I heard Chief Engineer Instance tell something about it. He lowers his voice. Tammy got shocked by a broken holoprojector, the one in the crash with the dancing teddy bear, you remember? When she touched it, she got shocked all across the room. He makes a sailing motion with his hand, and bam, she was dead before she even left. Dude! Why are you so calm about this? I didn't want to know that. Oh, sorry. This replies, tugging at the sleeves of his oversized jacket. I'll shut up. Sorry. Ugh, this is so weird. What the hell? Somebody you knew just died. Anemone is chucking rocks at the strato, sending metallic clangs at the colony. Stupid planet! She yells. Stupid crash, stupid spaceship! She bends down to pick up another rock. Instead, she just sobs and braces her hands in the knees. Stupid everything! Why'd she have to die? It's not fair. Kids aren't supposed to die. You're right, girl. Hey, tension. Tang is pacing around the front of engineering. She looks upset. It shouldn't have happened, she says. Tammy's what happened to Chem? It shouldn't have happened. It should not have been possible. There was no reason for the holoprojector to break. Professor Hell said it was recently serviced and nothing was wrong with it before it just... She gestures angrily. Just blew up for no reason. Nobody would have wanted to hurt her, so why? How? It doesn't add up. Honestly, girl, you're actually asking the right questions. Sorry, Solana. I want to think about this some more. I hate when I can't find the answer. Me too. Well, let's still go to class. Yeah, this is still the same. And let's go engineering. Ooh, bad cards. Can we still do it? Yes, we can! With a straight. Engineering. Yeah, we don't get as much engineering as we normally would. Yeah, and we don't get any reasoning, really. But we got a kudos. The, the colony is going to hold a funeral for Tammy. Do you want to attend? If you don't feel up to it, you could just skip it and take a month off instead. Or you could get back to work. Tammy who? What the hell? I'll attend. The colonists gather in the recycling room. Bringing organics down to be recycled here is one of your chores. But you only come here for a funeral twice. Both times the colonists have passed away from natural causes during the 20-year-long journey from Earth. This is the first time there's been a funeral on Vertumna. And it's the first time for someone you actually knew. Holy hell. The mouth of the organics recycler has been polished. A wreath of yellow flowers placed over the opening. Inside you see a shrouded figure, Tammy's small, fragile body. Tammy's dad, Uncle Tonin, is here as well as your parents and Auntie Cedad, and the rest of the council. Cal is here with his mom and her partners, already crying in their arms. The room is packed with people and the feeling of grief is so sick you can taste it in your mouth. Holy. Governor Udicott stands before the assembled crowds. There are no words to ease the pain we feel today, she begins. There's only the sad company of those of us left behind to share the burden of that grief. Tammy was our child, she continues. One of the first humans to be born in space. One of the first and the first one to die on an alien planet. Her short life she exemplified with a very arc of human accomplishment, bending hopefully towards life beyond our humble earth. She's the first of us who can truly call Vertumna home. Her passing was as senseless as it was sudden. Losses like this are impossible to hold within oneself. A painful reminder that life is impossibly precious and fragile. But they also remind us, as always, that as a community, we are capable of strength. Udicott closes the door onto the recycler You hear Uncle Tonin sob over the hum of the particle disintegration begin to work. No father should go through this. As a community, we remember Tammy. As a community, we return her body to the soil that nourishes us. In this way, Tammy, our child from the stars, will never be truly lost to us. The ceremony is adjourned, but a few people stay back to console Uncle Tony as he keeps vigil over the recycler. Cal and Uncle Tonin hold each other and weep openly. Your mom stays behind to retrieve Tammy's remains. As the head of geoponics, she's responsible for adding them to the colony precious supply of brown soil from Earth. What? Your dad accompanies you out of the recycling room and he clears his throat. I want you to know that you don't need to be okay. He says, clasping his warm hand on your shoulder. If you want to take the rest of the month off, everyone's going to understand. Honestly, I feel like it's appropriate that we take the month off. Yeah. Next month. Yeah, we lost stress. The prospect of just going back to school like everything is normal is just too much to handle. You end up spending the whole month alternating between sleeping, scrolling the holonet, and staring into space. It's restful at least, and everyone gives you time you need to process Tammy's death. I feel like we are not the ones hit the hardest. Like, her dad, that poor man. Early dust. Let's talk to Tangent. Solana, Tension says, approaching you with purpose, we need to discuss you, my brother. Who, this? You mean my buddy this? Dish! Well, yes, this. She says impatiently. I need you to figure out. Um. I need you to figure out where he's been disappearing. Ever since we landed, I barely see him anymore. He doesn't even come home at night sometimes, and I. She trails off, looks at her feet. Well, I'm not on very good terms with my brother of late, but, well, people become worried. You get the feeling Tang is the one who's worried, but she doesn't want to admit it. I'll find out. Thank you, Solana, she says, looking relieved for a second, before her expression hardened again. I mean, it would be a ridiculous waste of resources if something happened to him and no one knew where he was or how to find him. Right, of course. Tang doesn't get worried. I think she is worried. That poor man. Yeah, he doesn't have much. There's this. Yeah, we're not exactly friends with him. We have a friendship of 4 with him. Alright. She's worried about you. You better tell me or else. You tell this that his sister Tangent wants to know where he's been disappearing off to. His eyes flit briefly to yours, then he starts vaguely off towards the engineering wing, where his sister is reading her holopan between classes. She's worried about you. She doesn't care about me, he says sullenly. Tangent's just worried she got in trouble if I don't come home one day. He scowls and picks at the hem of his sweater. She doesn't care about anything but her schoolwork. Hey, she's my friend. This looks down at the patch of bubble butts sprouting from a crack in the wall. He squirms. I don't have to tell you, he says quietly. Just leave me alone. Dust is such a dry, hot season. Both suns are high in the sky, baking the usually lush autumnal jungle. If there's a breeze, it's warm and, you guessed it, dusty. Your parents are up every day before dawn, which comes far too early for your liking. They're usually gone by the time you wake up and home after you're asleep. So you have to visit them at work if you want to see them. Good morning, Gooseberry. Your dad greets you cheerily. You have to come to see the harvest? Your mom and I are gathering crops from actual autumnal dirt this week. I miss you. Aw, Buttercup. He sighs, kneeling down to look at you. I'm so sorry. How about your mom and I take a day off and we have some family time together? I'd like that. As promised, your parents leave work early that day and you spend it with you. They take you for a long walk all the way to the colony walls and have a picnic overlooking the mushroom tree jungle beyond. Oh. Then you head back to the lounge to play a word space game, an old one where the three of you play mice and you have to build things to solve puzzles together. Cool. Minus stress. As your parents tuck you in that night, you think this must be the best day you had in a long time. Well, wow. Reasoning 40. We have 27. Alright, let's study engineering. Your first test already? Calm down, class, Hal smiles. This quiz is just to find out where you all stand and what you want to learn in this class. It, it will help me tailor personalized lessons plans for each of you. The test pings on your holopants and you open it. It starts easy, suspiciously easy. Sure enough, every section is harder than the last, and you're quickly stumped by a question. You know the teacher said you weren't supposed to be able to answer all of them, but you look over at Tang. She's just breezing through the test. The competitive grumbling inside of you has an idea. No, we're taking the challenge. Oh. No, we have 3 rounds. We can do this. No, wait. 1, 0. No, wait. Alright. Let's think. We do want this. Guess we do want this, and we do want this, I think. Next round. Alright, that's how this works. Okay. Zero, 1, 2, and then give me 3. That's a 13. We would need an... One, 0, 0, 1, 3. We could get some stress. Story challenges have 3 rounds instead of 1. After every round, you'll keep the cards you didn't play. Unlock an extra slot. Losing isn't always a bad thing in the story challenges. Alright. Well, we didn't make it. One kudos. You got about a third of the questions right. The teacher reminds you that you weren't supposed to get them all, and that many of the questions were for much older students. The point was to see what you need to work on, not to judge for what you already know. Too bad you didn't get into advanced materials, Tank says, showing you her much higher score. I missed a couple, she complains. Well, we still get friendship. Engineering +3 and +2 reasoning. That means we have 29 reasoning and 25 engineering. It's time for Vertumnalia. Unicode and the Council have called a festival to celebrate life here on planet Vertumna. Everyone gathers in the colony to hear Governor Articut speak. In Earth's history, Articut begins, then clears her throat and waits for everyone to quiet down. Ahem. In Earth's history, Vertumna was known as the god of seasons, change, gardens of fruit. It's no coincidence that our forebears of the Vertumna project chose to take on such an auspicious name in hopes of seeding future bountiful seasons of humanity. We will continue this tradition of Vertumnalia, a midsummer festival to celebrate our Vertumna, the slush planet upon which we find ourselves today. Let's clap! Yeah, clappy. Loyalty. The members of the council all get up on a stage, one at a time, to give their short speech. Governor Articut announces each one. Governor Articut, command. Chief Administrator, seek, command. Security Chief Red, garrison. Chief Engineer, instance, engineering. Chief Cultivator Flulu, geoponics. Chief Steward Anderson, quarters. Chief Surveyor Melatonin, expeditions. When it's your mother's Flulu's turn, she announces that tonight you'll be eating some of the first crops grown on Vertumna soil. Your eyes goes to the feast table. Aboard the stratosphere, it would have been mostly soy-based food from the nanoprinters, spiced up with some precious fruits and vegetables that could be grown in small growing bays. This year, the earth plants look even less robust than usual, but they're supplemented with some Vertumnan plants you've come to appreciate. Juicier potato pods and slats of edible fungi. Unicott takes stage after everyone on the council has said their piece. What is a festival without festivities, she says. Professor Hell and Security Chief Red organized a 3-part competition for the kids. Good luck, children. Which one do you join? Let's join the science fair. Tangent competes. Of course she does. Of course, entering her study of the ship's hydro-recycling system. It was previously used to make urine drinkable, but she offers that it could be now turned to new uses. Despite how many times she says the word pee, it's still boring. But she put a lot of effort into it. Your turn to go next. The judges are all very interested in what you're bringing to compete against Tangent. Present your present. Alright. Let's see what we can do. We can do something here. Uh, it would be good if we have more zeros. Let's see, what can we do? That's about as good as it gets. Next round. We do want to keep a 1. I think. First steps. I guess that's what we take. All right. 0, 0, 1, 3, 3. We lost. These are hard. We still get 1 kudos. And our friendship with Tension still rises. Tension wins. How good friends are we with Tension now? Almost at a 3 now. Almost at 3 hearts. Tension wins. She accepts her prize with grace, having expected nothing less. Your baking soda volcano was much less impressive than you imagined. It just kind of fizzes, and you don't explain it very well. It's pretty clear your dad helped. Maybe next year. Minus stress. Yeah, by now we're at 0 stress. After the festivities are over, everyone takes time off for a much needed break. During the fierce heat of dust, a few days rest is exactly what you need. You feel refreshed. Mid-dust. Yes, you still want me to reason 40. My reasoning is 29, so still 11, 20. Yeah, I don't think we can do anything with anybody who doesn't have a symbol, and I don't think we can do anything here because... yeah. So let's go study. Clear mind. You've got no stress or worries. 10% chance to get a bonus +1. Oh, that'd be nice. Well, let's keep going engineering. Which we do have a 25. So much math, it's everywhere. Physics is math, computers run some math, electricity math, mechanical engineering, chemistry, anything to do with space, math. Behind everything is some equation or other to calculate how to turn one thing into something else. or to tell how efficient something is. They should have called this whole branch of science methanoering. Well, not the best hand, but not the worst. I can work with this. Straight. Nice. That's a win. So that's +5 engineering? No, +3. So that's how it works. +2 reasoning, so 31. Stress and 1 kudos. Mid dust. Late dust. Anything? Nothing really new? No. Doesn't seem like it. I mean, I could try, but I don't think there's anything new. Yeah. Alrighty, let's go do some more engineering. It's a field trip day. You and your class visit the engine room to study how the ship works and how it continues to power everything in the colony. Congress joins you. If you want to know anything about how the ship works, she's your woman. Well, not woman exactly, but she's just very smart. Hello and welcome, children. Congress chips. One moment, please. I'll drink something. You're standing in the beating heart of the colony, our ship's nuclear reactor. Don't worry, you're safely shielded from any radiation. My sensors are very sensitive. The power contained in these reactors is enough to sustain the colony for the next 20 years, Congruence explains. There should be more than enough time for us to develop an eco-friendly power source, such as wind, water, or solar power. Let's pay attention. 2 duplicates. Clone card created when... You paid close attention to Congruence as she explains how the stratospheric was salvaged by the Wartomnic were fitted with an artificial intelligence, Congruence herself, to guide you through the wormhole. The stratospheric was originally built as a vanity project of one of the Earth's very richest on planet Earth, she explains. But it was never launched, eventually donated to a museum. The Vartumna group pooled their resources to acquire the ship. She continues, funding the retrofit as a colony vessel required contribution from many people, most of whom could not join us for the journey. They are honored by cryopreserved embryos we carried with us to the stars. What about the gene tech? You point out that there's a lot of technology aboard the stratosphere for a plucky spacefaring colony. Where did it all come from anyway? Congress just smiles. That technology was required for the betterment of humanity, she replies. Do not concern yourself with the specifics. The cryo whatnots? Cryopreserved embryos, Congress repeats gently. Donated by those who helped found the colony, though they are not here with us, may their legacy continue with us. And your blank looks, Congruence laughs. Perhaps this topic is better suited for life science, or if you require further information, though independent studies with Chief Steward Anderson or Chief Engineer Instance. What happens if you break down? Well, hopefully that won't happen for quite some time, Congruence replies. Bearing something physically incapacitating me, such a massive power failure or a concerted attempt to destroy me, I'm naturally self-repairing and resistant to attempts to manipulation and or infect me with viruses. She smiles. Don't worry about me, children. I'll likely be here to teach your great-great-great-grandchildren. Wonderful work, everyone. You all paid attention very well today. That will make this pop quiz much easier. Congress holoprotection erupts into fireworks at the word pop quiz, and the class groans in unison. Congress laughs over the speakers. Just kidding, she chirps, echoing through the engine room. You're free to go. Get to work. Studying engineering. Alright. Let's see. Some brain. No. Here. 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 This. And like this. Okay, can't we... What happens if we push through? Okay, then we win, but we get some extra stress. Which is fine. You worked well this month. Engineering, friendship, reasoning. We now are at 33. 7 more and we can study with tangent. But yeah, we got some stress. But that's fine. Early wet. A season full of rain. Reasoning level 1. Blue cards get +1 in mental challenges. Ooh. Nice. Alright. Tension is watching a construction crew build scaffolding for a new engineering pavilion. They're using meshweed, which is so light that one person can easily lift a 10-meter long pole and stack it into place. She points towards them. How much do we want me? Biology. Yeah, biology is not my subject. She points towards them. Human beings are so great, don't you think? Before we landed, this was all just dirty jungle. Now it's civilization. I've been learning about adaptability in writing in biology class. The books say it's what set us apart from the animals. Like, we don't need fur because we can make warm clothes, and if it's hot, we can make air conditioners. Instead, maybe animals have neat adaptations. Tension rolls her eyes at you. Maybe. But even if they do, I haven't seen sign of intelligent life here. It's just this big, dumb xenofauna. Some animals are smart. Tang looks skeptical. They're still animals, Solana. Maybe they just pretend to be nice so you feed them. You're lucky it didn't eat you. She folds her arms. Those moves look cute. But one can eat through a bag of rice in less than 30 minutes. Even an herbivore can be dangerous here. It doesn't have to want to eat you to be able to hurt you. That is true. Together we watch the foreman put the blueprints for the scaffolding onto the floating platform for the of her holoplan and raises it to the scaffolding to check their progress. I'd like to see an alien do that. Humans look defenseless and weak. But we're the strongest species in the galaxy. Who else can literally bend reality to their will? Not a stupid alien, that's for sure. That's a bit arrogant, my friend. She puts one finger to her chin. I'm living proof that humanity is greater than our biology. She says, all of us are. Really, with our genetic enhancements. We're the next step in humanity's evolution from the great ape to galactic superspecies. Oh, girl. This. It's pouring rain, and everyone's trying to stay dry under the grass-roofed palapanas, except this. Off in the distance, over the wall near the sports buff, he's definitely skulking. Skulky, skulky! Tell somebody. Oh, so you're the security chief. You tell us. Yeah, plus loyalty, plus persuasion. You tell security chief Red what you saw this up no good around behind the garrison. He's too distracted to trying to put buckets under various leaks in the roof to pay much attention. Thank you, Solana. I'll check it out later, he says, waving you off. If there's danger to the colony, one of the lookouts will catch it. You're not so sure. You know this. He's very good at hiding when he doesn't want to be found. Well, let's hope he doesn't do anything bad. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, we can interact with her. Yep. Nothing really. Let's study. Engineering. You do some work with the construction crew this week, observing how they use congruence and their holoprojectors to plan, build, and repair the colony. The foreman walks you through the projections, literally, and points out various architectural details adapted to life on Ratumna, like canopies over the windows to keep the temperature down. It's really neat to learn how agriculture can address all these environmental concerns, so you don't have to rely on resource hogging life support. It would be useful to have, like, a weather predicting AI. That does sound useful. Anyway, let's see. What can we do? I think I can do it like this. This gives us a straight. And we haven't even... as you get older, challenges can have conditions. The challenge suit, social, mental, and physical, determines what conditions can appear and which decks will work best. Try to collect social yellow cards if you want to win battles for social skills. Empathy, persuasion, creativity, and bravery. Alright. But we are mental. And stress cry. Alright. You work well. So, how is our engineering? +5. 2 more months and I say we have 40. And of course, friendship with tension goes up. As always. You're having a terrifying, familiar dream. A monster crashing through the walls, unfathomably large. Every part of it wriggling, moving, searching for something. It tramples through the colony as you watch helplessly. That sounds scary. Please stay away. Oh, and we do get a perk. Draw an extra card at the start of the challenge. Effect stacked. Ooh. Time shifts to the wreckage of your home. You're picking through it, looking for something. Tears streaking down your dust-covered face as you lift heavy pieces of debris, searching. I hope this doesn't happen soon. I'm sure it will happen, like... This game already proved it can get super dark. Yeah, extra stress. You work up shouting no, but your voice is drowned out by the deafening rumble from the skies outside. The bedroom windows is covered in water? It's pouring down from the clouds. You guess this must be rain, but you've never experienced it before. There's a bright flash outside, then another crack, rumble, thunder. It must be a thunderstorm. I actually really like thunderstorms. They're exciting. It's still early hours in the morning. You've already almost forgotten your bad dream, but you're too unsettled to go back to sleep yet. The rain beats down to the roof on your quarters, joined now, and then with great peals of thunder like footsteps of an angry beast. Let's go outside and play in the rain. Bit rebellion. And stressful. It's surprisingly warm outside and the water feels nice hitting your head. I actually really like the rain too. I usually really like to be outside when it rains. I don't mind getting wet. The water feels nice hitting your head. Everything smells fresh and damp and wonderful. The dusty packed ground has turned to squelchy mud between your toes. You don't go too far from the door of your quarters, but it's exciting to be being outside in the dark, watching dramatic streaks of lightning arc down to the hill behind the colony. Oh, I can imagine this. Like, watching thunder is something of the most beautiful things in the world. I never been scared of thunder, and if you clearly can see the thunder, that's something special. Midward. Draw an extra card at the start of a challenge. Effect stats. That's nice. Oh, the music is nice. Yep, but I want to study together, but she doesn't let me yet. But soon. Soon we can study with her. Summer engineering! Professor Hell is a first-class nerd. Nerds are cool. You can almost always ask him a question that makes him spiral off into a long explanations, going into way more detail than you ever need to know. It's a useful skill for those days when you don't feel like doing schoolwork. Whoa! Yeah, extra cards, definitely. Yeah. I always liked school. It's something exciting. Anyway, Super Goal! Wow! I didn't even know that existed. But wow! We hit the Super Goal. +4 engineering. 2 reasoning, 15 stress. We should rest soon. A kudos. Late vet. Alright. Let's see if we can hang out with someone. Not really. But yeah. Relax. Minus 100 stress. I guess it's still a bit early. Let's do engineering again. Study engineering. This month you explored making electronic music and learned a lot about manipulating the frequency and pitch of a sound to make an unusual and sometimes pleasant results. It's kind of amazing that music is just physics. Oh, hello! Kuropaich? Nice to meet you. We're playing, I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. Yep! First Exocolonist run. It's a very fun game. This month, you explore making electronic music and learn a lot about manipulating the frequencies and pitch of the sound to make unusual and sometimes pleasant results. Glad to hear you like playing this game we played. So, did you play it yourself before? It's kind of amazing that the music is just physics. You share your creations on the HoloNet for people to download. It's nice to have something new to listen to. I like music, especially electronic music. But yeah, we are on the first year on the 12th month right now. Oh, that's cool. Sounds like you have a lot of experience. Let's see what I can do. I really like this card. I think that's pretty good. Do we hit the super goal again? Yes, we do. Nice. And that's a win. Four engineering, 2 reasoning, 15 stress, 1 kudos. And tensioned. Tensioned was basically our bestie at this point. 32 friendship. The days are getting shorter with only the yellow sun barely skimming the horizon. One morning you wake in darkness and have to check your holopalm to know what time it is. You see a holostream from Mars. Good morning to all my pals, if you can even call it morning. They've named it glow season because, like everything, it's crazy glowing out there in the dark. I'm staying the heck inside for the next month. What's the point of going even out if you can't see anything? It's going to be a long, boring month. It looks cool. You peek out the window. The wormhole is the biggest you've ever seen it. Like a massive fiery ring in the sky. The planet must be very close to it now. And out in the jungle. Alright, we're back. Sorry for the interruption. You peek out the window. The wormhole is the biggest you've ever seen it. Like a massive fiery ring in the sky. The planet must be very close to it now. And out there in the jungle, something new is taking place. The plants are flowing, glowing. Flowering, glowing in iridescent blooms. And everything is full of life. There are strange new sounds, long hooting calls, gurgling roars. Sounds scary. After Mart's message is a notice from the council warning everyone to stay safe inside. Tammy's dad and the other surveyors have been called back and the gates closed for the month. There's a tension in the air, as if everyone is waiting for something. Are we allowed to go outside or just not going outside the... okay. We are allowed outside, just not allowed outside the colony. But dang, this looks so cool. This looks amazing. I just love how this looks. This game is beautiful. Alright. Tension is not here this time, so let's go studying. Yeah, that's the usual. And I say we stay with engineering for now. What's this gift? Biology. But yeah, let's stay with engineering for now. The wormhole is so visible and glow. You and your classmate take a trip just outside the walls and set up telescopes. An old Earth technology the nanoprinters can easily replicate to try to get a closer look. Alrighty. Let's go with 1, 2, 2, 2. That's the goal. And we can also get a straight. We do not hit the super goal this time. Or can we? Would this be better? No. This is definitely better. So, yeah, that's a win. Engineering, reasoning, and stress. Yeah, next month we do have to rest. But we get friendship retention. It's daytime when the emergency sirens start up. Well, what passes for day, it's still nearly pitch black except an eerie green twilight glow on the horizon. You look towards the gate. They're open. Wait. They shouldn't be open. Oh boy. Yeah, we're at 100 stress. The alert blares. Out of every speaker in the colony. It's the same one you used for hull breaches and fires, and in space it meant you were supposed to go to the nearest emergency shaft and put on a safe suit. On Ratumna, it means to go to assembly point and wait for instructions. The closest assembly point is the nearest children's crash, but from the opposite direction you hear shouting, loud popping noises, gunfire. Is the colony under attack? Well, we can't fight. So hide in the crash. You find this in the crash and join him in hiding under the arts and crafts table. You scared? Yeah, we're scared. Let's not. These trucks. I thought I would be, but I'm not. I'm not scared of stuff like that. You can't help but glance at the hollow projector on the wall. The one that electrocuted your classmate Tammy earlier this year. Yeah, that hit hard. I did not expect this game to go so dark so quickly. Like with Tammy's death. I wonder if this always happens in the first year. The glowing barrier looms over the room, and for a moment looks more like a monster than a toy. You all grew up here. It feels weird to be hiding here. Like you were just little kids again. You hear more gunfire and yelling, but within a half hour, they play the tone of all clear tone. Chief Surveyor Tonin comes in to let you know it's all safe. Now as the light comes back on, you glance at the hologram teddy bear again. Tonin was Tammy's dad. How can he be sure it's safe? How can he be sure anything is safe? This is hard. I don't get it, yeah. You're relieved when your parents arrive with an ashen-faced Cal. They won't talk about what happened at Geoponics. That was scary. After 2 weeks of darkness with the blue sky barely skimming the horizon, it begins to move higher in the sky and daytimes return. The council admits they don't know how the gates were opened or how the creatures got in. Some of the attacking creatures were once thought to be docile. Others were species nobody had seen before. It was like something had driven them to assault the colony. At least nobody was killed. This time. And I think... But... Childhood is fleeting. This game will end when you reach the age of 20. You should focus on a few skills to improve and friends to spend time with. Use skills and friends buttons at the top left to keep track of them. Good luck. Alright. Yeah, that's age 10. And I think this is where we're gonna end it today. Thank you guys for joining. I had a lot of fun. And I really, really like this game. It gets dark sometimes. Like, Tammy's death was something I did not expect. But here it was. I look forward to next week when we're gonna stream this game again and we're gonna explore year 11. Yeah, this game, I can already imagine this game is wild. I don't think those warnings at the start were unreasonable. Like the content warnings. But yeah, thank you all for joining. And have a nice day. See ya!